Alright, the magic voice that the audience can't hear tells me that we are live. How you doing, RPG Limit Break? How you doing, 4X?
I'm doing good, Woke. I hear that magic voice too.
Well, not anymore, but...
Well, yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, we have a really good race tonight. Autumn Out of Habit, who posted a very respectable time against Demon Zero the other day, and LordFizzlebeef, the father of the Speed and Power Strat. And by father, I mean the guy what named it. Y'all can't see the bingo card yet over there in audience land, but I assure you, it is a spicy card tonight. Like, I'm genuinely not sure what their second row is going to be, but before we get to that, 4X, would you like to explain what a double anti-bingo is for the folks who are unfamiliar, or do you want me to do it?
Well, I'll try, and you can correct me when I get it wrong.
Sounds like a plan.
Alright, so what we got here is the Topher is open. You can go to Topher at any time. However, before you beat Chaos, you must complete 2 rows of this bingo card. 1 row picked by your opponent, and 1 row that you get to choose yourself. And as you can see here, Lord Fizzlebeef has been chosen to take C4, and Autumn Out of Habit has been chosen to take R3. They must complete everything that's on those rows, including 1 extra row of their choosing, before they can go and take on Chaos. Did I get it right?
That's pretty much it, yeah. So, and because I have seen people get confused over this, we say rows, but really it's any line. So any row, any column, or the diagonals. If you have played bingo, it works like bingo. So, yeah, and to kind of go over real quick before the gates drop, basically, both of these runners are going to need to get their hands on the Chime-In Q, because they've got to go up to the Sky Fortress. Both runners are going to need to find the key, because they have to go unlock TFC, the chest in the key-locked room in Sea Shrine.
Yep.
And both of them are probably going to need to buy a lot of magic. And we'll get deeper into their forced lines here in a minute. But the important things to note in terms of what they're going to have to do. Autumn Out of Habit is going to need to get all 3 of her party members to level 25. She is bringing a thief, so 1/3 of that's going to be real easy. Lord Fizzlebeef is going to need to see 3 status elements, skills, or spells, which could be stupidly easy, or they could be all buried deep inside enemy scripts. Lord Fizzlebeef is also going to need to buy spells levels 1 through 7. He brought black mages, he'll be fine.
Absolutely. His speed and power strats is right there for you.
And the Blorsings tonight, let's see, so we're looking at Thief. The Thief gets an extra 50% XP over that White Mage and that Black Mage on Autumn's side. And the Black Belt starts off with an extra 5 levels of hit percent. Black Mage gets resistance to Poison, Earth, Death Time, and Status, as well as extra hit defense, so unless an enemy is doing direct damage, that Black Mage is not going to die. But we are off, so let's see what these spells are looking like.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting there, Autumn Out of Habits right in there. We got, Harm 4 is up.
Harm 4, Exit, and Ruse.
Ooh, that Harm 4 is good. Is the flag on where Harm 4 can damage all enemies? Oh, and Nuke as well. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that flag is on, but yeah, we've got Nuke and Warp at level 1 Black Magic. So, anyway, Fizzle's probably... The only reason Fizzle is going to visit any more Black Magic shops at this point is because he has to.
Yeah, he has to buy at least 1 more spell at levels 2 through 7.
Is he going to buy more than 1? Highly unlikely. But
Ooh, I'm liking this play here, hitting some chests for gold real quick.
And there's the crystal.
Oh, jeez. Yep. Well, that's going to
So,
help out Fizzlebeef here real quick too, because he's going to be able to come right back there and get that crystal, which may or may not be needed, but we're going to probably though, because they do have to get as many of those, a lot more items to get up into Sky.
yeah, so Autumn going straight over to murder some pirates.
That is not a bad play either.
Which, these are not the buff pirates. She could have done literally anything, and they probably would have all died.
Yeah,
As long as AoE.
that is true. Oh. Ah. Looks like Fizzlebeef is probably going to go ahead and grab his... is he going to buy one item out of a cavern each?
Yep.
He sure is. That's what are you doing?
Well, I mean, it's also a cheap caravan. That was, you know, less than 800 gold to get everything.
Well, and everything there was something he wanted to have on hand anyhow, so it wasn't a bad stop at all.
Not at all. Alright, the standout at this level is Lamp. And that is not me memeing on this one. One of the flags we have on tonight is Improved Dark, which, for the unfamiliar, Dark in the vanilla game is... I would say it's a road bump, but road bumps have the potential to damage your car. Whereas Dark in the vanilla game doesn't matter. It barely affects your melee. So we have a flag that makes it more dangerous.
Yes, we do. Looks like Lord Fizzlebeef's over here at Crescent Lake. Gonna check out, get his one spell. And check out, see what the old men have.
Yeah. I believe we have seen Dark take a black belt from like 14 hits down to 1. Basically, Dark makes the miss. Buff Dark makes it very likely you're going to miss most of your hits. So Lamp, actually really good. And also, since she does need a Cure Status ailment, that's not a bad pickup, because we don't know where Cure 4 is going to be.
That is true.
Wait, no, we do know where Cure 4 is going to be. It was level 1 white magic.
Well, yeah, but still, having that on hand is not
No,
bad.
it was. That was Harm 4.
No, you're right. It was Harm 4. That.
I knew. Okay.
It was a 4. Some sort of 4. You know, my name works for it.
Okay. So Autumn left her airship at Canaria and walked up to Temple of Fiends. She got her items from the princess and the king and exited out, and only then realized that she had left her airship at Canaria because you normally do not have exit available.
Yep.
So, that one kind of hurts a little bit, because
Yeah, it does. I mean, the thought process behind that was pretty good. Just sometimes it don't work out well.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, and you know, statistically, in 3/4 of seeds, you're not going to see exit in Canary and Provoca.
Well, that is true, and you know, and usually you just walk out of the castle and there your airship is.
Yeah. So it's one of those. I mean, Fizzle's doing the exact same thing, except he doesn't have exit.
No, so he's going to walk right out of the castle, and there we go.
Yeah. So yeah, most of the time, it's a good play. This just happened to be the one time she could have just exited, but, you know, not to harp on it too much. Meanwhile, Fizzle is just going to blow everything up and punch the things that don't die.
Yeah. Just saw Fade over there on level 5 out there to Crescent Lake, too, so... Yeah, with bringing her white mages up to level 25, she's gonna be able to use it too. So her white mages is nuke factories as well as the black mages.
So I didn't call it out before, but we already have our sea shrine access in the form of the Oxyale.
Yep.
What was that?
I said the herb from the old men to the king there.
Yeah, the Elf Prince giving us our bottle, which That could be anything.
I think LordFizzlebeef just picked up his crystal as well.
He did. So we should see what Matoya has here in a moment.
We are. Yep.
But there is our Masa 2 off of Astos.
Ooh.
And we trade a crystal for a crystal.
Yep.
It's actually convenient. I got a handful of rubies in the mail today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, now my fiance sent me some lab-grown rubies for my birthday. And they actually arrived today, so that was neat.
Nice, nice. Fizzlebeef's gonna get his Masa pretty quickly.
Now, Masa -2, that'll get you through a lot of problems.
It will, and then since he's got the black belt and 2 black mages, once he gets his black belt up to a few levels where he don't need it anymore, then throwing it out into the window ain't gonna do anything. Ain't gonna be a thing for him.
That is true. And being able to ditch that kind of weak Masa is... it opens up some options for him. I don't know if he's going to take any of those options, but actually, column 1 isn't a bad choice. Because he's got to go to mermaids. Oh, there's our ribbon. Incentive ribbon.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
I think he may actually go R1 on this. He gets his black belt up enough, it's got its own built-in ribbon. The black mage has got a built-in ribbon just from the blessings. He can sell the ribbon, throw the mouse immune out the window, and it's not going to affect his party at all.
The only reason I can see him not doing row 1 is because of column 5.
Yeah, that is true.
That is a money sink par excellence. But column 1 actually might synergize well for Fizzle. Oh no, he can't do it. He doesn't have white magic. Never mind. So...
so he has to, yep.
Yeah, so... Diagonal's not... Diagonal's not the worst thing. That top left bottom right's not the worst thing. Because the worst thing on that diagonal is the one thing he has to do anyway.
Right.
I don't know. It's interesting. He probably is not going to throw the Masa away, but he does have options as far as that goes.
True. I'm seeing Chanagan in the chat saying R4 might be the easiest for Fizzle to take.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah.
Because he's got to do the black... He's going to get the black belt to 25.
And it's going to punch Lich probably 1 punch each time, so the battles for Lich 2-3 times isn't going to be a big deal either.
Yeah. Ice Floor 2's not a problem, and he's got to go up to Sky 4 anyway, so...
Yep.
Running around on Sky 3 for a minute, especially with those warps in his back pocket, that's not a problem, so... Yeah, no, row 4's definitely strong for Fizzle. So as for Autumn, though... So column 1's out because she doesn't have a black belt.
That is true. And that also takes out R4 as well for her.
Yeah. But,
Let's see, what else?
R5... R5
That wouldn't be it.
might not be too bad for her.
Right. She's already got a lot of those spells already at this point, too.
Yeah. She's already got Bane. She's bringing 2 mages, so she's almost certainly going to be buying those anyway. She has to go to the mermaid floor as well, so mermaids is in session. And she's actually literally in Volcano right now, so if she goes down and hits every room on Carrie's floor, then that's at least going to give us an idea of what she's thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I know from her first race, Autumn likes to kind of settle on her plan early and go from there. Also, I don't know what this Hydra has done to Lord Fizzlebeef, but holy crap.
Oh, ow, ow. Dark? Ooh.
Like, I kind of looked over and it was like, huh, one of those characters is 16 HP and the other has 1 HP.
And there we go. Those...
Okay, Butter Than You in chat letting us know that Fizzle got hit by Slow.
Ooh, ouch.
So, yeah, that would do the trick. And then
Well, and then they have Dark, too, which, as we said, it's much more dangerous now than it is in Vanilla.
Yeah.
Still there, Whoa?
Here, I'm just catching up with chat.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're just discussing her options in terms of baning Tia there with row 5, and, I mean, the options are go to the Hall of Dragons or just go kill Tia where she normally is, and for those who are watching this who don't know, the Hall of Dragons is a flag we turned on that adds a, encounter table to the top floor of Bahamut's Cave, which is basically, every dragon encounter in the game, including Tiamat. Tiamat 1 specifically. So, even if Autumn didn't need to go up sky, she's right there. She can go kill Tiamat 2.
Right.
Tiamat 1 with Bane.
And as you said, she's already got Bane, so she doesn't even have to go find it. She's all good.
I don't know if she could afford Bane, because that was level 4, but she knows where it is.
Yep. Yeah. Fizzlebeef making quick work of the column maze.
Yeah, well, he's got 2 warp casters, so even if he
That
took the
helps.
wrong turn, yeah, it's very easy to just jump back and try the other branch until you get it right. Fizzle skipping everything but this chest that he doesn't need.
Yep. Well, actually, he does need it. Nope, never mind. That's right. It's Autumn. Autumn needs it.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, it does open up a couple more options at level 7 Black Magic in case a spell you want is there, but he's probably not going to promote.
Yeah, no. He probably isn't. But it looks like Autumn will have to make a trip to Ordeals, because she will need that tail. The vanilla tail and the vanilla chest.
So a comment in chat, wow, this randomizer has changed a lot in a year. Yeah, so, again, for folks who are watching this who may not be familiar with the Final Fantasy I randomizer, it is an open source project. Anyone is welcome to contribute, and as a result, we have a very vibrant development scene. Basically because any maniac who has a good idea, who can code it up or persuade someone else to code it up, can usually get it at least to beta, and into the hands of the community as a whole. So that leads to some very interesting and terrifying ideas.
Okay, so Better Than You has a good question there. Maybe you can answer it for me, because I don't know. Fizzle was hit by a stun as well. Is that a status ailment?
It depends on the source. So, specifically what that tile requires is a status element ability. So, to kind of give the rapid-fire rundown before we get back to calling the play-by-play here, in Final Fantasy I, every ability that you see, with a few exceptions, has an element. There are 8 elements in total. Fire, lightning, ice, earth, status, time, death, and poison. So, what that tile specifically requires is you see 3 abilities that are in the game annotated as status element, meaning that protection from the status element reduces the effectiveness or accuracy of that ability, and vulnerability to status increases the likelihood of it landing. So, for example, a touch attack that stuns is not a status element ability. Touch attacks do not have an element, at least with the bug fixes we have on. But something like the spell stun does count. And I believe that Hate, our lovely restreamer for the evening, moused over to show all of the things that count as status element. Which, there are a lot of things that count as status element. The problem is, you might not see them at the front of the script.
Yep. That is true. Thank you. Well, now let's kind of catch up here. It looks like there's a lot more going on. We got a bottle which became a cube, so now sky is now an open thing. And ooh, we got waffles.
Yep, that looks like it's the Titan's favorite food. And we are immediately going to go feed that Titan. Autumn
Yes,
will
we are.
see that ribbon.
Yep. Let's see. We got LordFizzlebeef in Ice Cave. Wonder if he's going to go ahead and make his circle. Yes, he is. He's going to go ahead and do that lap. Oh. He may be going for a C3 play here. He's got his none. Beat carry 1 is just going to be a quick one punch. However, that team at 2 twice might not be fun. And he got the hero run on the lap as well.
It's one of those things, I think both of them are just, that's a quick tile to turn in if your other plans fall through for whatever reason. It's good to have the flexibility to pivot because, in Autumn's case, she's already having to do that center tile.
Yeah.
Carry 1 is a very quick run. So, if say she was thinking of doing a different row, like if she was thinking row 5 and something goes wrong with baiting Tia, for example, it's not that hard to pivot, especially if, say, she had already done the carry 1 floor before she heads to Sky. So it's one of those things, and Fizzle, he may be thinking row 4. Yeah, that's true. It looks like he's going to be punching some up. He's looking to HP down his black mages and punch some ice for a while. Yeah. So now those of you who are familiar with the game might be thinking, wait, how did that black mage die? And the answer is because we have lethal damage tiles on. So in the vanilla game, damage tiles can only bring you down to 1 HP. With that flag on, they can bring you down to 0. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, we got a slab there. And we are definitely punching eyes for a while.
Yep. So, Autumn going ahead and hitting the leg, getting that tile knocked out. But just to add, the other flag that we have on that I don't think we've mentioned yet is damaging swamp and desert tiles.
Yeah. Makes overworld treks a little bit more dangerous. Also, kind of messes you up over there in and the name of that town, Melman. Wow. Melman too, because there's desert tiles in Melman as well. Sorry, my mind just said, oh, you want to know that town name? Bye-bye.
Fine, no one cares about Melman. Even the people in Melman don't want to be there.
Yep. Alright, so... it looks like another one of the flags they have on is random flipped dungeon floors too. I noticed that in Volcano 2, where it just switches them around left to right, mirrors them, can throw you off, and that's looks like what Autumn's going through here on Waterfall as well.
Yeah, it's one of those things. That is low-key one of my favorite flags, just because of how it messes with muscle memory.
Yeah. I'm a little new here. I was just in the last Duck Derby, and I don't think we had that flag on any of our runs, and I can easily see it messing me up hard. And it looks like it's given Autumn just a little bit of trouble, but she's handling it pretty well though. Did. Still a bunch of knives down there for Lord Fizzlebeef, and Autumn took out those mud goals pretty handily. Let's.
Sorry for suddenly going quiet. I am being yelled at in my PMs about touch attacks actually having a status element to them.
Oh.
Thank you, Zenobian.
That's all right. Yeah, 5,800 per battle on those eyes. Lord Fizzlebeef's gonna have his, and he doesn't have to go as high either with the blessings for the black belt. He's got 5 less levels he needs to get the punches he wants. Now he may still go higher for the MDef for the black belt, but he doesn't need that height for the amount of punches he pushes out. Let's see if these mummies were in the trap tile or not.
Okay, I think I see where I got my wires crossed. So in vanilla, touch attacks have the status effect, the status element of the enemy's weakness. So enemies that have touch attacks and no weakness, the ribbon does nothing against because their touch attacks are non-elemental. And I believe in vanilla there's only like 1 or 2 enemies that actually have a weakness and a touch attack. So that's where I got my wires crossed. So yeah, the randomizer fixes that. So enemies that have an element, apply that element to touch attacks.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's good to know. Looks like we got the ship out of Waterfall here.
So if anyone was thinking of doing row 2, column 5, that's an option now.
I don't think she's gonna be doing that, but she knows it's there. But you know what? I can't think for her, so I never know. That might be something she's thinking. And JLo in chat pointing out she did get a katana, and I think it rolled up too. So that's actually going to be.
I think it might have been a katana +2. So Autumn looking to be in good shape for late game with. Even if she decides to throw that moss out the window for inexplicable reasons.
That still feels bad, even if rolled down Masa. You like having a Masa.
I mean, unless you're Team Vorpal.
Well, that is true. That is true. But I'm not Team Vorpal. I have never had good luck with the Vorpals, so.
But, so, Rubes in chat pointing out, the slow boat isn't too bad in terms of time sync. To me, the problem with slow boat is just the part where you have to hold B for a long time.
Well, and that, plus she's got to take the boat from here, I think, and get it down there too, so that does take a little bit more time.
Now, I believe when the ship is found outside of the inner sea, it just spawns at the Canaria dock.
Okay, I was not aware of that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, the ship will always spawn in the inner sea. It just depends on where you find it as to where it spawns. So, if it's located somewhere on the inner sea, it spawns at the nearest safe dock to that location. And safe dock meaning the randomizer, last I checked, doesn't confirm or doesn't look to see if the flags grant access. It just looks at what is the nearest accessible dock in vanilla. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and I might
that's
be
why you're
mistaken
here
on
to.
that. I haven't looked at placement logic in a hot minute.
Well, you looked at it more than I have.
That's because I like reading dev chat, because it's fun.
I don't have that kind of time. So, alright, Autumn's... What's she doing here now?
I think she's thinking about all these things she's got to turn in. She's gotten the slab translated. She's got a bottle. So, she's got a couple of things she can be doing here.
And she has her levels 1 through 7 purchased now, too. So, she's got an R5 play, which is looking more and more pretty for her. And oh, we got 42 on the black, but oh, he can keep going?
I mean, at this point,
Yeah.
like, you're one-hitting these eyes, you're getting a ton of experience. Might as well just go to 50 and save yourself the trouble.
And hate pointing out in chat there that where the ships spawn. So if you find it in Ice Cave, it'll spawn at Provoca.
Yeah, Crescent Lake, Volcano,
Marsh,
Northwest
Asnos.
Castle.
Elfland will get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, those all spawn at Elfland. Dwarves spawn at the Dwarf Dock. Matoya has her own dock, and then everything else defaults to Canaria.
Oh,
So-
JLo's pointing out here that with the plus 15 to hit, he gets one more hit at a 48 breakpoint. So that's might be what he's going for. And since he's got to kill Warmac, the more punches, the better.
So, I believe we saw an adamant out of Lefane. So,
We did.
let's see here. Oh yeah, I think Autumn is still hunting for that key. Yeah, she's still hunting for the key. So, and the tail. She hasn't been to Ordeals yet to get the tail she needs to promote. So,
Checking some of those flags here. So Thief lockpicking is on. And since she has to bring her Thief up to level 25, she doesn't need it.
the key. You're right. I honestly forget about Thief lockpicking.
The requirement is level 24. It's still pretty high. But since she has to get to 25 anyhow,
Yeah.
that's no issue.
So, Classic Gamer in chat asking if Autumn really does need the key. As we just pointed out, yeah, because of Thief lockpicking, she doesn't need the key. But she does have to, in some way, shape, or form, be able to open locked doors, because she does have to go to the TFC room.
Yes.
And the TFC room, for those of you unfamiliar with the Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer community's memes, is the room in the crescent-shaped room in C between the entrance and mermaids. We call it TFC because that friendly, freaking chest has on more than one occasion had a very important item in it, randomly, with the key being buried somewhere else, forcing people to clean out C, not find the thing they're looking for, and have to come back later for the thing in that chest. Hence the name.
Yep. Alright, oh, and Lord Fizzlebeef's done with his grind, heading on up into Sky. He ain't gonna check a single chest for anything, which seems to be his MO.
No, CMG weirdo. It wouldn't be TFFC because the friendly is silent.
Alright, so... And Autumn is checking chests. She's probably looking for some, next to Ribbon, some armor for her thief there.
Let's see here. Yeah, hopefully she doesn't think she needs to open all the chests in Mirage, but... I mean, she also is probably looking for loot for that thief when she turns her into a ninja.
Yeah. There are 10 chests on Sky 1, 10 chests on Sky 2, 14 on Sky 3. So yeah, she doesn't need to open up anything in Mirage. Maybe she did forget that she doesn't need to open those up.
Well, it's one of those things. You are going to want the gear for your ninja, so I can see why she might want to open some boxes. But yeah, she is basically opening almost all the chests in this dungeon. Like, I can see her skipping greater than less than, but Mirage 1's not a long check.
No, and it's an easy, quick out if you find something nice you want to save and keep.
Yeah. Plus, she does have that Harm 4 and Nuke at level 1, so she also may just be thinking, you know what? I can open all these boxes, maybe find some good armor for my ninja, and also get some extra experience going.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I think there was an Ice Shield +3.
But there it is. Yep.
That right there justifies these checks, because that's going to be really nice on a ninja.
Yes it is. Yeah. And here's Fizzlebeef. He is talking to all the computers.
I didn't know that, Rubes. Tiamat's the Fiend of Wind? Huh. I always assumed that she was, associated with, like, I can't even come up with a good hyperbolic joke. I assumed she was the Fiend of Ether. There we go. Moving on.
Oh, that works. Alright, so heading on up. Fizzle's into the Sky Maze.
So, Fizzle has to hunt down Warmech, who is patrolling in here today. Which, that can be really quick to find, or he could be here for several minutes. Kind of a coin toss.
Ooh. Oh, and I think he just found him. Here we go.
Alright.
Temper, getting the fast out.
This is not going to take long.
No. Oh.
ADR, the wonderful programmer of our bingo site, pointing out in chat that we should have turned on the actual Sky Maze flag, the one that adds walls to this floor, and turns it into a literal maze.
Oh, there we go. 11 hits, 2,000 damage, and Warmech is down.
But to that I say, absolutely. I love that flag, and I know everyone else hates that flag.
Alright. So, Fizzlebeef's now got to... Yep. He's just going to go make it easy and punch through a Tia. But let me rephrase that. With 2 downed black mages, that's the fastest, easiest way out with the black belt.
Autumn getting a free pro ring in here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, not really needed on the black mages for the elemental resistance, but that's a +3 pro ring. That's an extra 11 absorb.
Mm-hmm. Make them less punchy. Or less likely to get punched out. As you said at the beginning, they're not going to get anything but punched out. And speaking of punching...
I am not entirely sure... Okay. He was checking the mud goal for those status elements and found it.
Ooh, nice.
So... Fizzle kind of in good position here.
Yeah, he is. He's not very far from completing 2 rows. He has to go to TFC anyhow, and depending on how his spell levels are already.
Oh, he still needs the key.
Oh, you're right.
I assume that key is either in Marsh or behind the Adamant. Because I don't think Autumn went to follow up on the Adamant yet.
I think you're right, because I'm looking at what we have. That's Ordeals. We found what's in Ordeals, Ice, Titans, which are the only dungeon incentives we have, so Marsh is the last dungeon incentive. And then we got Adamant.
And then we've got TNT, so
Yep.
Marsh either has the key or the TNT, and if it has the TNT, that means the dwarves will have the key in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
Because we've already seen the incentive ribbon and the masa, so...
Yep. So it's the rest of the items. Nothing. Autumn still has to make her trip to Ordeals to get the tail because she has to promote.
Yeah. But she's gonna have the levels to do that.
Yes.
So...
Yep. And we know what's in Waterfall, but Lord Fizzlebeef does not, so he's going to check that out. You gotta try to go everywhere but Marsh first.
Yeah, I can't remember if Fizzle is Team Nevermarsh, or if he favors, or if he'll check Marsh before he makes the long walk to Lefay. Because Danny, our tracker for the evening, A+ tracker, it does indicate that Fizzle has not actually even gotten his slab translated yet, so everyone cross your fingers there in chat that Fizzle forgets he hasn't translated the slab and we get a loop hop.
Yep. If he does remember, though, Marsh isn't going to be that hard of a check for him either, though. So if he remembers, goes to translate it in, he may just go ahead and swing by Marsh just to check, see what's down there.
See, you say that.
Well, that was what I would do.
It's Marsh. It probably will be fine. But
Well,
it's Marsh.
That is true. But on the same token, I think his black belt is almost 50 if it ain't 50 already. Yeah, but his black belt. Yeah, and they got a couple warps off of the black mages as well, as Better Than You in chat pointed out. So, yeah, I'm all for making a Marsh play. That's my personal experience. Is Marsh has always treated me well. Well, the item in Marsh, not necessarily the enemies.
Yeah. There's a reason no one likes going to Marsh, and that reason is because of the enemies in Marsh.
But with 2 warp casters.
See, the problem is if they die on the way down because it's Marsh.
Well, we're gonna find out if he's gonna go check it out. He did get the slab translated.
And Autumn, I think, is almost done with this sky play. I think she's got one more set of chests to check. Yeah, the green chests, and then.
And Lord Fizzlebeef went ahead and translated and is heading down in Marsh.
All right. Sadly, we will not be seeing a Lupa tonight.
Nope. Oh, she just picked up a second ribbon.
I think that's her third ribbon, actually. I think she found another ribbon, like Sky 2.
Okay, I didn't see the other one, but that's nice.
Alright,
and she ain't even
out.
Yeah, she ain't even gonna try a Tiamat there.
Alright, so we're probably gonna see Autumn go ahead and turn in the No, she doesn't need to turn the admin. She's got a level 25 thief, I think, at this point.
And if she does, then yeah, then she don't have. Yeah, then this is the better play here. Go down and get that TFC chest and the mermaid chests.
The wizards run away, and we get
We have.
a canal. All right.
So adamant is going to be the
Adamant leads to TNT. TNT gives us the key.
is the key. So we got some lazy dwarfs on top of it all.
So Fizzle knows he's got to go get a fetch quest out of Lefane and take it to the dwarves. So.
Oh! He didn't save after translating the slab. Which.
But he remembers, and I
He
think
does.
he also.
Getting quad X. But it's not that bad because now he knows that the canal was in Marsh. He knows he does not have to go back there. So I mean, it was a boo-boo, but it wasn't that big a one, and it's not going to lose him that much time.
So I'm wondering if Autumn is going to just try and bane the Tiamat on the way through the Hall of Dragons.
It may not be that bad of a play. That, you know, she did exit right out of Sky after she got all the chests, so, and she has to go there anyhow. Get it? If she gets she banes the Tiamat there, then she doesn't have to worry about trying to do it on the way down in Topher either.
Well, we'll see what happens if she if she starts talking to mermaids, because that's basically what this is going to come down to. All right, she's picking up an Aegis shield. I'm not entirely sure why.
It's one of the TFC chests.
Well, she doesn't have to actually keep the items.
Okay. Just has to check the chest.
I believe so. Yeah. I don't think you have to keep them, you just have to talk to each of them.
Yeah.
Unless someone in chat can correct me.
Because I talk to my chests all the time.
Yeah. Alright. Chat confirming can't hold does count for these squares, so...
Right, Griff, and here is the key.
Some frustration, nothing hears, and Fizzle is off to Sea Shrine.
Yep.
So...
You know, definitely a whole lot of different routing from the two, but I don't think they're that far off from each other.
They're not. So, Fizzle has the advantage of having that high-level black belt ready to rock and roll. So his combats are going to be quicker. I think Autumn missed one chest over here. Let's see. No, I think she got all of her chests. I think she may have miscounted. Yeah, okay, she just realized she's got all 5 chests on this floor.
Right.
So...
Yeah, that's where that frustration Lord Fizzlebeef said with nothing here is better than you pointing out that he did find every key item.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got them both in Sea Shrine. Both of them have to do that C4R3 cross that open every chest on TFC and Mermaids.
So, like I said, if Autumn starts talking to mermaids, we'll know she's thinking R5. If she doesn't, I think that means she's gonna go for C3 at this point. Seems like her only other real option.
Yeah, she's not. Doesn't look like she's talking to the mermaids.
I
so
didn't even notice earlier. That's a Vorpal +5.
Oh. That's...
Okay, so she knows what she's doing.
Yep.
Weapons-wise. Alright. She ain't talking to mermaids. She's going out of her way to not talk to mermaids. She's doing C3. Gotta be.
Yeah. Which, as you pointed out earlier, carry 1 is not going to be that long of a trek to get done. And you know, she's at levels where a lot of those enemies that she does find will run away, or
well,
she runs away.
I was gonna say, she also should know where there's a hero run in the encounter table. So, and it's early enough on to where she could bleed off her encounters enough to where she barely touches any encounter tiles on the way down and doesn't have to worry about it.
Oh, I think she thinks she actually has to pick up the items. Because she just dropped some stuff and picked up an opal armor.
Yeah, alright, so that's something we might want to make sure that she's aware of in the post-game. Alright, so she's presumably off to promote, and depending on where Tiamat falls in the Hall of Dragons encounter table, this could end poorly. Or end incredibly well. We'll see. Fizzle, meanwhile, is very shortly going to be making his expedition into Temple of Fiends. Autumn, what are you doing? I mean, I guess she's stocking up, and it just so happened that stocking up involved getting just shopping at the caravan, but...
Yeah, that could be it. Oh,
Autumn,
she could also...
what are you doing?
She's churning in her TNT inanimate for...
I mean, I believe we have plus 5% per key item on, so maybe she's trying to make sure her trip to 25, if she's not already there, is quick, but...
She's got 28 feet, but I did not catch the black mage or the white mage.
Oh, Butter Than You in chat pointing it out, she still doesn't have the tail.
Oh, that's right. She has to go to... It's in
I
Ordeals.
forgot about that. She hasn't been to Ordeals, so she's still looking for the tail. Thank you, Phil Collins. Love your work, by the way. Phil Collins blessing me in chat for that sneeze.
Yeah. So she's checking Marsh, hoping it's going to be there, but we already know it's not.
Yeah, this is just kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. Alright, well, Lord Fizzlebeef has his C4 column filled, and his R4 is going to be, as we said before, easy enough. So he's just doing his last little bit of shopping before he makes his Topher run.
I'm not gonna lie, I am kind of pulling for Lich to have nuclear right at the beginning of his script.
Just to make...
Just because he's going to kill those black mages with it.
Alright, and our voice in the ear, so to speak, has let us know that Fizzle enters Topher at 48:43.
Yeah,
so 48 minutes.
Yeah, that is a really good time to be getting into Temple of Fiends. So,
especially having to touch or see every key item in the process.
So, Autumn finds the canal, immediately is out of there.
Yeah, resets right on
So
out of that.
She
She's
knows,
like, no.
she knows she's got to get to Ordeals.
Yep.
So...
Yeah, next time she hits the menu, I want to see what her mage's levels are, too, because she's pretty close about that.
Yeah, I think I saw a 24 on the black mage, so white mage should be about there, too, so...
Yeah, so she should be able to get that on her way through here and get the promotion. Then she'll be on... Oh.
So JLo in chat pointing out this... If Topher is cooperative, Lord Fizzlebeef is looking at a sub-hour finish. If. We do call Temple of Fiends the Great Equalizer for a reason. Even with a level 50 black belt, it is entirely possible to have terrible things happen to you. We have seen it.
I've experienced it. If you've raced any of this, you've experienced it.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where the strong enemy has an ambush plus something nasty. Because, you know, a black belt, the level 50 black belt has a lot of good stuff.
One step off Lich, and here we go. Grub Medusas.
But,
yeah, he's one punching Lich there.
But I have seen a black belt, a high-level black belt still get deleted by Kraken too.
I've had Kraken 2 punch a black belt for 800 damage, so yeah, Kraken is still no joke.
I believe with his morale, to answer a question, chat, Chaos still shouldn't run from a level 50 character. Not without the use of like X for a plus fear. I don't even think fear has a high enough accuracy for X for it to matter. But yeah. Oh! That ADR actually reminded me, I believe morale is actually scaled in this flag set.
Oh.
Someone might want to double check me on that, but I do believe we have morale scaling on. So actually it is remotely possible Chaos might roll a low morale. Unlikely, though.
Oh,
and that requires you to keep your black belt in front instead of, you know, putting your 2 ablative shields in front of him.
Let's see. Scale. Okay, there it is. I'm pulling up the flags here to check. And enemy stats. Yes, scaled stats include morale.
Yeah, so, yeah, the only problem with that is since it only looks at your front character, if you wanted to gamble on that, you'd have to put your black belt in prime chaos punch-in position.
Yes.
And I do not believe that Fizzle has the advantage of having found defense sword.
There's Kraken doing Kraken things, taking out one of his black mages, I mean. If it wasn't out before.
Alright, Autumn going into the Hall of Dragons, finally found her tail.
Yep, and we already know she's not looking for a Tiamat, because she did not talk to the mermaids.
Yeah, Autumn has to know that Fizzle is in Temple of Fiends at this point. If she's paying attention to the bingo card, but Fizzle going ahead, getting himself healed up. Yeah, he is not going to try to fear Chaos, he is just going to punch Chaos.
Which probably be quicker anyhow.
7 hits,
7 hits.
500, save 4.
Yep. Yeah, Chaos has a zap, we got Temper coming out, another punch. 16 hits, 1,700 damage. Oh, Chaos has got nuclear.
Yeah, but that Black Mage has a lot of M-Def. Yeah, that's...
And there we go.
15 does a lot, and...
There we go. Good GG's for LordFizzlebeef.
Yeah, LordFizzlebeef is going to finish with an official raceTime.gg of 54 minutes and 5 seconds. So go ahead and get those GGs in chat. I'm sure that he will be bursting in here momentarily. We don't have to do a dang thing because he is an admin. He has all of the permissions.
He can do it on his own. He has the key.
Yeah. Yeah, but Autumn is not going to be too far behind.
No, she is not. She's getting her promotion here to knock out her R3. I'm still trying to figure out what her second row is going to be. I'm thinking C4 maybe, but I'm not certain.
Yeah, I'm not sure either because she didn't talk to the mermaids. But I guess at this point it's quick enough to run back in.
That's true, but I'm thinking she might be going C3. Defeat Carry 1 and then defeat Tiamat twice on her way down, but that... Or?
Yeah, C3 seems the most likely, but we'll know when she,
where she lands with this airship trip.
and she's going to Volcano. Or she was? Okay, she's going back to provoke it to save, and then she'll go to Volcano.
Yep. Picking up some more magic.
Yeah, grabbing Saber on that ninja just in case she gets a spell slot to cast it with.
Not a bad choice.
And
oh, looks like we got...
Yep, that's Fizzle. GG,
There.
Fizzle.
Oh,
GG's.
So how about that key?
Yeah, we have black belt lockpicking on in the flags, right?
Unfortunately, environmental destruction is disabled in this iteration of the randomizer. We have been pushing for it, but it's not there yet.
Oh,
So-
spit.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
sadly the black belt cannot pick locks with his fists.
Awkward.
Yet.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, Autumn did not have to hunt down the key because she brought a thief. The problem she had is she couldn't find the tail.
Yes. That was the ordeals whammy that I opened early, if I recall correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we knew where her tail was the whole time, and she didn't, unfortunately. So you both wound up seeing everything in the incentive list, and you both reset the crap out of that canal.
Yep.
I was a little overambitious. I could have sworn I hit the save coming out of Melmond. Oops. Oh well. Everyone
It's
loves
fine.
going to Melmond.
You remembered the slab, unfortunately. I mean, what? Yeah, so this was... Yeah, that row 3, I think before the stream went online, 4X and I agreed that was the cruelest row on this card. Well, not the cruelest, the longest. The cruelest has to be row 1.
Yes. Yes.
I strongly debated row 1 just for, like, demoralization tactics. Ultimately decided that just, like, the pain in the butt that all of that open stuff in row 3 was just more of a sink. There's another row I was looking at. I'm trying to figure out what it was again. Oh, I think it was row 2. Row 2 is just a lot of, like, oh, come on.
Yeah, row 2 feels more frustrating than anything.
Yeah.
I was going to say, though, oddly enough, now that I'm looking at it, row 1 has a very nice synergy in that the ribbon probably sells for a lot of money.
Mhm.
Which you need to buy all those spells.
Yes. Yeah,
It-
that's
yeah.
fill all 24 spells is an underrated one, I think, because I mean, if you have a black belt, you just do it post grind. But even then, sometimes post grind, like if some of the level 8 spells are all max value, then like it's still really hard to fill out that level 8 row.
Yeah, I can't remember whose race it was, but someone actually did grind their black belt to 50 on Tyros off of a power cycle.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
And I think had 1,200 or 12,000 gold left after filling out their spell slots. Like, the Tyro grind barely got them there.
Yeah,
Alright, thank
Tyros
you,
are
Stairs.
not worth
That was
cash.
Jim Bobby.
Alright, now we got Autumn. She looking like she's heading to doing her Topher run now.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed by this card because I was hoping there would be something on here that would force you to take a white mage.
Yeah, there's that Kira status ailment with white magic. That's the white mage tile.
I mean, you could bring a red mage for that, though.
Bleh, that's a gamble I'm not willing to take.
Well, there's enough curative stuff. But, yeah, no, I actually did, after her last race, advise Autumn when racing you, if you can force Fizzle to have to deal with white mages, try to force him to deal with white mages. It won't necessarily slow him down, but it will make him very unhappy.
Yeah, true.
So I have a question, just from a veteran to a rookie like me. When did you, or how did you decide which row for you to take for your second row?
I think I locked in on it around 2 minutes before we started.
Okay.
I always do my best to map out second rows in advance. I try to map out, like, this is the one I'm going for. If this falls into my lap, this row becomes available. Or if if the stars align, maybe this row can become available. With this card, row 4 just stuck out to me. Like, I'm already going to Sky, I'm already going to Ice to grind, I have a black belt, and, 3 Lich 2s, 3 times 0 is 0.
Yeah, we figured that that wouldn't waste you a lot of time. One punch Lich, keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really the scariest thing on your end of things was having to deal with that status element thing, just because, like, you had to dig for it in the end.
Right, that's one that I always prefer to dig for ahead of time. I think I oopsed. I think I hecked up. Because I think I could have lit that maybe 30 seconds to a minute earlier than I did, because I forgot if I saw slow or slep out of the Hydras. I know I saw dark, and I forgot if it was slow or slep, and then I saw slow again, and I'm just like, I don't know if this is my third one that starts with S, I don't know what I'm doing, but then I saw the third one, it's like, okay, this is definitely, I have my 3, we're gonna go. But there was a whole lot of, like, Trance, don't need that, Expert, don't need that, Lock, don't need that.
Yeah, I believe it was slow. I didn't see the critical moment, but chat was saying that you got slowed by that Hydra when you took the wipe.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember seeing that dark right there just before the wipe happened too.
Yep.
Autumn here, taking on a Kraken. Got her harm 4 working. Yeah. Ooh, ow. And Kraken,
Kraken
does
doing
Kraken
things.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Back row on the white mage.
Always, now, forever.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, like, we've looked at the source code of this game. There is nothing in the code of this game that instructs Kraken 2 to kill the white mage every time. It just does that.
Yeah, as I said, I'm fairly new to the randomizer here, but I've noticed that myself.
Yeah, no, there is nothing in this game that makes Kraken 2 kill the white mage. There's nothing in the randomizer, there's nothing in the core game. Like, there is no reason that happens as much as we see it happen.
There must be some of that hidden code. No, go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, can't have your white mage back road if you don't take one.
This is true.
Get a black mage back road anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost one of my 2 pivotal fast and temper casters.
Oh yeah, that mattered so much in the end. I mean, I'm sure that you were weeping a single tear through the fine mist of Viscera that Chaos left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, she's now on Tia 2, and she's got to do this twice now without a life caster.
Throwing out that Bane strat just to see if it hits. Did she swap to the Vorpal +5 finally? Danny in chat letting us know that no, she did not.
Nope. I was wondering if that was the Masa still.
Yeah.
Actually, it looks like she did defeat one of the Tias with Bane, but she's going for it again.
Well, she killed Tia 1 with Bane. Tia 2, lot less susceptible to Bane.
That is true.
Ooh, I like the
it's
Quad
fucking
X.
Quad X. Yeah, no, I like that too.
Yeah, she's getting close enough. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tia 2 does not resist the death element. So, going for that. Okay, here we go.
There we go.
Finally realized
There.
it's
Yeah.
Vorpal time.
Very fast. Stop. On Tia. I'm defensing out. Alright, what else? What? And this. Alright, we're gonna make sure we try it as hard as we can to make sure we survive this battle.
So, Fire 3 comes out. Fortunately, she's got more than enough ribbons to make everything okay.
Temper, alright. 8 hits, 700 damage. Alright, we're starting to get there. 10 hits, 455. Another white shirt.
I'd go ahead and throw a Quad X out this round on that Black Mage.
Yeah.
Because that Tia, if that Tia's not down, she's going to be
There.
close.
There it goes. Yep. Alright, now we're on to Chaos. Just
Yep.
gotta get past the randomizer boss.
That's
Random
fine.
boss.
She's got a thief.
Oh no. Mm,
It's fine. She's got a thief. She only needs 1 HP to win.
Yep.
Look,
Down.
how many times have we seen Will Bloodworth finish the game using 1 thief? It's fine.
This is true. This is true.
Autumn keeping that, looking like she's thinking about keeping that thief up front.
Maybe trying to keep the black mage from getting punched until he can get his spells out.
That's what I'm thinking. We know that that Chaos is rocking nuclear and immediately throws it
Ooh.
out there.
There.
Autumn having a think.
Set.
Looks like her thinking at this point is, I just need to kill Chaos as quickly as possible.
oh yeah, drink strats.
There we go.
And that ink is a blessing.
Yeah, 6 hits, 300 damage. Hit 2. Oh,
2 comes out, Black Mage survives, able to get another heal off.
8, 653.
Slow 2
Oh,
ineffective.
541. Hits. Oh, come on, just a few more hits.
She'll be fine. I think she's got it. Because, this Chaos has the most...
And there we go.
That is the most benign script I've ever seen a Chaos let off with nuclear throw out.
All right, GG's in the chat for Autumn Out of Habit. She completed with 1 hour, 8 minutes, 46 seconds. Very respectable time.
Let's see if we can get... She'll be... I'm sure she'll come in here in a minute to lend us a hand. And by lend us a hand, I mean lend us an interview.
That sounds like a plan to me.
So, in the meantime, so yeah, alright, yeah, she's coming. So I'll save the chatter for a few moments before, until she gets in here, and then we can yell at everyone. Holy grief. Okay, she's gonna need a minute, so, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we saw with this, tasky about Fizzle specifically before Autumn gets in here. Well, did you know that Tiamat is the Fiend of Wind?
True, I read about it once.
Was it in the Nintendo Power Strategy Guide? Because you know you can't trust anything that was in that.
No, I googled it. I googled it a lot of times just to be sure it would just give me the same answer every time.
I mean, you know, multiple source verification's a good idea.
Always, always.
But yeah, that is everyone's pro tip for the day. Never trust the Nintendo Power Strategy Guide for the original Final Fantasy. It made a lot of questionable comments. lot of questionable comments.
I do
Sometimes
recall that
it
they
made
had
art. I was gonna say sometimes it made art, like when the R giants are upside down.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I always wondered why they looked wrong to me.
My personal favorite. Did you know that apparently that they recommend you land on the little peninsula north of Ordeals to go to Ordeals?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that one.
I had to pay. I had to explain to someone once upon a time that no. I don't care what Nintendo Power said. Never land there. You land right next to the forest to the east, and you walk.
I didn't learn that until I picked up the rando. It's just like, wait, you can land there? Oh my god.
See, I always just took the ship around to Ordeals because
Once you have
Go ahead.
yeah, once you have that canoe, it's way faster.
Yeah, and it's one of those things I just like doing things before I'm supposed to. Like, but my ideal game is just all about not doing the main quest.
I don't think it was until the PlayStation 1 remake that I finally realized, oh shoot, I can go to Ice Cave first,
Okay,
and
we
then
have
go
two
promote.
admins in here. One of you drag Autumn up here. There we go. Hey, Autumn, GG.
Hey, thank you.
GG.
GG, Lord Fizzlebeef.
GG's.
So, how about that tail? There we go. Hey, Autumn, GG.
You know, I almost went there at the very
GG.
beginning when my whole party was level 5 and was just
GG's.
hoping I could make
So,
my
how
way
about that
through with Nuke and Harm 4.
You could have very easily.
Yeah.
Like,
I could have. I know that now. I can't believe I dipped Marsh before Ordeals. Why would I
Ooh.
do that?
because Fizzlebeef did the same thing. So you last location the tail, he last location the key.
Yep.
That's part of why I took a thief as my melee. Because I didn't want to need the key.
I mean, also that extra experience on the thief didn't hurt when you were forced to do the level 25 square, I assume.
Yep.
Yeah, I am really glad I found that Vorpal, though. Using the Masa would not have been a good time.
Yeah, okay, so Autumn, I'm just going to tell you this as a friend, and I mean this with all the love.
Yeah?
Always equip the +5 Vorpal.
I always sleep on the Vorpal, and it always bites me.
Unless there is also a +5 Masa sitting in your inventory, and even then, I think I take the +5 Vorpal. Okay, yeah, unless there's also a +5 Katana or a +5 Masa, +5 Vorpal every time.
Yeah, it's worth noting that the one problem that the Vorpal has is the lack of base power, and the +5 basically fixes that. So that's why
Yeah,
it's so good.
yeah, like when you were doing that first Tia 2 fight, um, so we know why Fizzle chose row 3. So my question for you, Autumn, why didn't you pick row 3?
For some reason, I was. I don't actually know what my reasoning was. I was hoping that the status elemental would be tough to find. I didn't realize it's that large of a list.
I mean,
Uh,
it was a large. Go ahead, Fizzle.
I was gonna say I did actually have a heck of a time fishing out my third status skill. Um, it took longer than it has traditionally in practice. Um, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think the status elemental was a bad call. Like, because yeah, the list is big, but it is not hard for all of those to get buried deep in lists. And Fizzle demonstrated that when he spent a very long time showing a mud golem a very nice shirt that he had on
Yep.
him.
Yeah, I also absolutely forgot that money isn't a problem. I hadn't played up very much in the couple weeks coming up to this, and yeah, that was a swing and a miss on my part with that row. I really need to learn the meta for bingo. Absolutely.
It's one
Yeah,
of
there's
the
a lot of tiles on here that they look just like, no, whatever, but they're actually like a huge pain in the butt. And then there's other tiles that you think are going to be a disaster, but then it just, if you route early for them and account for them, like you can just do them in like a couple minutes.
yeah.
I
See,
tried taking a second fight in Waterfall because I saw that there was mute on one of the things in the Mummy pack, and I was hoping to cure that, and then they killed the thief, so that plan got abandoned.
That must have been one of the birds because by the time I got to them, the birds ran screaming from my black belt, and all I had was just mummies and whiz mummies punching.
Yeah. So I asked Lord Fizzlebeef this as well. When and how did you decide on your second row?
Uh, I wasn't entirely sure. I looked at it and I thought that column 3 was going to be like that was sort of my fallback. I took the one nun to be sure of that. I was actually thinking of doing the bottom row, but I didn't think that fighting Warmac at the levels I was going in was a good idea. I did not know that Tia can show up in the Hall of Dragons.
Yep.
I mean, you.
So I actually got that square. I would have done the bottom row had I known that.
I mean, Warmek's patrolling in these flags. He's not required. So
Oh, I
he's
misread the flag on that.
yeah, he's an
Yeah,
NPC
so,
wandering Sky 4. So yeah.
yep.
I misread that. I thought it even said patrolling, and I read the row for required instead. Oops.
Well, it's one of those things that makes the defeat Warmek square a little more, almost as painful as if it's vanilla Warmek.
All the
It,
things, I just put it together. I wanted that column because I thought Warmac would be hard to fight, but then I got into the race and was like, oh no, this is going to be required Warmac. So I thought Warmac was required and patrolling at the same time.
uh, it
I mean,
happens.
it was required for me. I had to, what was my search pattern? Right, down, down, and then right four, and then down, and then right four, and somewhere in there, I finally found the stupid thing.
Yeah, like I have seen that Warmek take multiple minutes to find patrolling. So it's one of those things like defeat Warmek can be a massive time killer with patrolling on. It just kind of comes down to how lucky someone's search pattern is.
Hmm.
Also, going into this, I wasn't sure how to save north of the waterfall. I was lucky that was easy to figure out.
I mean, it says so if you mouse over the tile.
I think I did that before I realized that I could mouse over the tile. I forgot. I
Well,
forgot a lot of things today.
for everyone's reference, uh, anyone who might be watching this VOD later and want to try out this bingo site, um, if you mouse over the bingo tiles, it usually tells you how to do the things that you're not sure how to do. And if you're still not sure how to do it, you know what we have? A friendly and convenient community that will happily answer any question, no matter how dumb it feels to ask.
Yep.
And will also gladly yell at you in your PMs when you're wrong about how touch attacks and ribbons interact. Zenobian.
Mine is I get yelled at for being wrong about things by Link Shot.
That works too. But yeah, so let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we saw that we wanted to ask questions about. Um,
If we did, we forgot it, like how I forgot Melvin's name. So
Hmm.
I think there was something, but I think we may have accidentally covered it in the process of everything. Yeah, if you go back and watch the VOD, you will see me and 4X spend an inordinate amount of time trying to figure out if you're going for row 5 or column 3 autumn.
You know, you're not the only ones who were trying to figure that out. So was I.
Let's
I,
see.
I was somewhat hedging my bets with things that were fairly quick to do.
Yeah. Oh, so I guess one question for both of you. I think we already asked this to Fizzle, but Autumn, was there any temptation to send Fizzle down row one just for the sheer like morale pain?
So there was a brief temptation, and not for the square that you think.
Okay.
Hmm.
I didn't think Fizzle would care about the Mouse Moon because it's Fizzle. He's going to take a black belt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But forcing promotion for getting all 24 spell slots, that's where I was tempted.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, bottom left to top right, that's probably what I should have picked.
That was on my radar, but I ultimately decided that row 3 was just plain more annoying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think the bottom left to top right, the biggest weakness, like the biggest weakness, is the fact that two of the worst squares on there synergize.
Yep.
Because that examine all computers and defeat Warmech, like those have the same requirements, and if you're doing one, the other's a hop, skip, and a jump. And if you are going to level 25 and getting all of the spells, that Warmech is not a threat. So,
remember I picked my second row now. So it was after I promoted, came out of there. I thought about going back into C to talk to Nine Mermaids. Said, no, I don't want to do that. I'll just deal with Tia 2 twice.
It
oh,
was
Oh,
okay.
that was the riskier gamble, but I think that was the correct decision. I think that was ultimately a time save.
Because I mean, the thing to keep in mind, Autumn, is in spite of everything, you are only 12 minutes behind Fizzle. Which I believe in your first race out of your group, you said that you really hadn't had much time to practice this. You kind of just jumped in with both feet.
Yep. And today was a nice and hectic day, so I was not fully in the game when I sat down, but it's rando, so how much can I really know what's going on anyway?
I-
very true.
Jumping in with both feet is one of the best ways to get your flippers wet, so to speak. Because we do the Duckling Boot Camp twice a year, but there's plenty of stuff going on in between. Like, for example, the spring tournament coming up soon. People who might be watching this later or now.
Or in the room.
I know I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, no, but it is one of those things where, like, you know, I I I personally respect anyone who just is like, I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. Um,
That's pretty much how I operate my life, and especially how I operate with randomizers. I just dive in head first and hope for the best.
yeah, and I mean, all things considered, like, considering you had to open a bunch of. Oh, that was the other thing. I'm glad that we just sat here and stalled. So,
Oh,
for future reference, Autumn, you do not have to actually take the items out of chests that you open.
I
Uh,
wasn't 100%. I figured I didn't have to, but I wanted to be safe.
Yes.
that is fair, but
Thank you for bringing that up because I forgot I wanted to ask that.
yeah, yeah, we were wondering that too in chat, and multiple people did confirm that you just have to look at what's in every chest. You do not have to take it with you.
Yep.
So, because
Alright.
if you think about it, it makes sense. You open the box, you go, I don't want any of this crap. Slam the box shut and move on. Also, ADR adding that the Mirage chests also aren't required for for Sky. But I assumed at that point you were just looking for equipment.
I actually thought that was going to be required too, but I probably would have opened those boxes just while I was there.
Yeah,
Running a thief carry, I'm more inclined to open boxes than with any other composition.
yeah.
Mm.
It's the thing.
Usually, I try to be absolutely not a loot goblin. I somehow trained myself out of that during the derby.
Yeah.
I mean, you did get that Ice Shield +3 for your ninja out of the deal, so.
Yep.
Alright, but I think we probably have taken up enough of RPG Limit Break's time, so let's get some final thoughts going. Fizzle?
These are stupid. Just punch the door.
Fair enough. That's my strategy in 7 Days to Die, so I understand completely. Autumn, any final thoughts?
I had thoughts, but that just got rid of all of them. No, I guess I just want to thank everyone for organizing the dab. This has been a lot of fun, and I look forward to watching some good races going forward.
And yeah, I mean, it is one of those things. Don't be afraid to like pick people's brain about the meta of the board in the Discord, because I am sure that people will be happy to help you make things worse for them, because this community is like 70 to 80% masochists.
I mean, are you really a randomizer player if you're not?
I feel like we're bad even for randomizer players. Like, I don't know if any other communities have the equivalent of the Aryan Kilo hardcore matches. Or even just the normal Iron Goal. Like, we have explicit ongoing championships specifically based around hurting each other. But that's neither here nor there. And you know what? That's my final thoughts on it. Come join the Final Fantasy Randomizer community, where we do our best to psychologically traumatize each other via video game flags.
Did
But
it to me.
4X, would you like to take us home?
Absolutely. I want to thank again everybody for putting this together. I want to thank me and Mo as the commentators. Thank Autumn and Lord Fizzlebeef for a great run. Uh, if you haven't already, be sure to give all the runners, all the commentators, all the people a follow, and check us out on the Discord. We will definitely help you out. Be sure to follow everybody, and yeah, we'll see you the next time.
Thanks especially to Hate the 13th for getting us our restream going on, and Danny for tracking everything, and RPG Limit Break for letting us eat some of their time up. So, yeah,
Absolutely.
all right. So catch you on the flip side, and if you're watching this VOD on RPG Limit Break's channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.